What if I told you that while you're shelling out $20 for a tiny tube of antiseptic cream, you're actually walking right over the cure every time you head to your mailbox? Most folks see a weed and think it is just a pesky nuisance, something to spray, pull, and toss into the green bin. But our ancestors had a different perspective. They viewed those plants as a pharmacy. They recognized plants that could mend broken bones, stop bleeding in a flash, and clear up lung congestion in ways that modern syrups just cannot match. Today, we are not focusing on the usual suspects like dandelion or lavender. You have heard those names a million times. Here at Botanical Bounty, we are diving deeper. I have sifted through the latest ethnobotanical studies and unearthed hidden historical journals to uncover 7 incredibly powerful medicinal plants that have almost faded from our memory. We are talking about a skin healer that contains a rare fatty acid once used by Russian cosmonauts to survive radiation. And let us not forget the original aspirin, which actually protects your stomach instead of irritating it. Stick around, because by the end of this video, your backyard will not feel like a chore anymore. It will feel like a mini emergency room. Before we unveil the first hidden healer, do not forget to hit that subscribe button for Botanical Bounty. We are on a mission to revive this forgotten knowledge for the modern world, and we would love for you to be part of our tribe. Number 1. Sea buckthorn. This plant looks like it is straight out of a sci-fi movie. If you have ever spotted a thorny shrub covered in bright orange berries, thriving in a chilly environment, you have encountered sea buckthorn. So why is it still a mystery to many of us? For centuries, it was tucked away in the remote regions of the Himalayas and Siberia. It was not until the 1960s, when Soviet scientists were on a mission to keep cosmonauts in tip-top shape, that the Western world discovered just how remarkable this plant really is. The science behind it is truly captivating. Sea buckthorn is the only plant on the planet that boasts omegas 3, 6, 9, and the elusive omega-7. And this is not just some trendy term. Omega-7 is crucial for your skin and mucous membranes. Recent clinical trials have even shown that the oil extracted from these berries can help regenerate skin cells after radiation burns. In a survival or homesteading situation, this oil is like liquid gold for chronic dry eyes, internal inflammation, and even stubborn eczema. If you have a wound that just will not heal, sea buckthorn signals your body to speed up the skin repair process. It is not merely a moisturizer, it is a true skin rejuvenator. While big-name skincare brands are charging a whopping $80 for a small bottle of this miracle oil, you can actually cultivate this resilient shrub in nearly any cold climate. It is a hidden gem that is finally starting to get the recognition it deserves. Number 2. Blue Vervain. If you are living in a high-stress world, and honestly, who is not these days? You really should get to know blue vervain. This plant thrives in damp meadows and ditches, sprouting up like a cluster of purple candelabras stretching toward the sky. Back in the 1800s, doctors turned to it for treating nervous exhaustion, which we would now label as burnout. What sets blue vervain apart from sedatives like valerian is that it does not just put you to sleep. Herbalists refer to it as a nervine tonic. Recent studies on animals have shown it might actually help reduce anxiety by chemically calming the brain's stress response. It is perfect for those who are always on edge, the overthinkers who cannot seem to quiet their minds at 3 in the morning. Brewing a tea from its flowering tops can act like a reset button for your nervous system. Plus, it is traditionally used to help break a fever by promoting a deep, healing sweat. Many people stroll right by these striking purple spikes, thinking they are just pretty wildflowers. But at Botanical Bounty, we recognize their true value. It is nature's gentle reminder to take a moment and breathe. We have explored skin health and soothing the nerves, but now we are diving deeper. We are going beyond the surface of the skin, into the lungs, and even the bones of the body. If you are just tuning in to Botanical Bounty, we are revealing the top 7 medicinal plants that the modern world has mostly overlooked. These are not your everyday kitchen herbs. These are the real powerhouses. Number 3. Comfrey. This plant has a nickname that sounds like it belongs in a fantasy tale, Knitbone. For over 2 millennia, farmers and soldiers alike have turned to comfrey when they faced injuries. So why have you not heard much about it lately? For the past 30 years, it has been somewhat sidelined by mainstream medicine because of concerns about its effects on the liver when ingested. But here is the insider scoop. When used topically, it is nothing short of miraculous. Comfrey is packed with a compound called allantoin, which in modern medicine is often synthesized for fancy scar creams. But in comfrey, it is available in its most powerful, natural state. Allantoin encourages your cells to divide and multiply faster. So, if you are dealing with a sprained ankle, a nasty bruise, or even a hairline fracture, a poultice made from comfrey acts like a cellular welder. Clinical studies have shown it can alleviate pain and swelling even better than some over-the-counter gels. At Botanical Bounty, we always emphasize respect the plant. While you should not consume it, think of it as your very own first aid kit growing right in your backyard. It is the plant that tells your body, let us heal this, and let us do it now. Number 4. Elecampane. If you've ever dealt with one of those stubborn coughs that just won't quit, lingering long after a cold has packed its bags, you really need to get to know Elecampane. This impressive plant can tower over 6 feet, and it flaunts large leaves. But the real magic happens beneath the surface, in its roots. While many folks reach for over-the-counter expectorants that often only thin the mucus, Elecampane takes a more nuanced approach. Its roots are loaded with inulin and volatile oils like allantoilactone. Research has shown these oils can be toxic to certain bacteria and fungi in the lungs, while also acting as a warming tonic that helps the lungs clear out stubborn gunk. In traditional Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine, Elecampane was considered a powerhouse for tackling respiratory issues. It is ideal for those deep, wet coughs that feel like they are stuck. When you brew a decoction from the root, it has an earthy, spicy flavor that feels like it's genuinely warming your chest. Most people might mistake it for a wild sunflower and just stroll on by. But for those of us in the Botanical Bounty community, Elecampane is our top pick for lung health. It doesn't just quiet a cough, it really cleans out the pipes. Number 5. Self-heal. This little plant might be the most unassuming on our list, and you have probably mowed over it countless times without a second thought. Known as heal-all, back in the Middle Ages, it earned that name for a good reason. It has a unique ability that modern antibiotics are still trying to master, breaking down biofilms. Bacteria are clever little creatures. They form a protective barrier called a biofilm that keeps medicine at bay. But guess what? Recent research has revealed that self-heal is packed with special tannins and ursolic acid that can actually expose these bacteria. It is a potent antiviral and antibacterial that science is just beginning to recognize for its remarkable properties. If you are dealing with a sore throat, mouth ulcer, or bleeding gums, a gargle with self-heal tea is like sending in a specialized cleaning crew to do the job. It is also fantastic for cold sores. The virus responsible for them really does not like this plant. And the best part? It is likely growing right in your own yard. While others are splurging on pricey chemical mouthwashes, you can find heal-all right beneath your feet. This is exactly why we launched Botanical Bounty, to show you that the real miracles are not locked away in a lab. They are right in the grass. We have explored remedies for skin, nerves, bones, and lungs. Now, as we wrap up our list, we are stepping into the realm of high medicine. The last 2 plants we will discuss are so powerful that they serve as the biological blueprints for the modern pharmaceutical industry. Number 6. Usnea. Now this is not just any plant. It is actually a lichen. You might have noticed it draping from trees, looking like a delicate pale green beard. While most folks refer to it as old man's beard, in the realm of serious herbalism, we know it as Usnea. This little wonder is one of the most overlooked antimicrobials out there. As the world frets over superbugs and antibiotic resistance, Usnea has been quietly honing its defense mechanisms in the forest for millions of years. What makes Usnea special is a compound called usneic acid. This is not just your run-of-the-mill antiseptic. It is a real powerhouse that zeroes in on gram-positive bacteria, including some of the toughest ones like staph and strep. Here is the kicker. It does all this without messing with your healthy gram-negative gut bacteria. So if you find yourself in the wild with an infected wound and no pharmacy in sight, Usnea is your go-to ally. Think of it as a biological bandage. It is also fantastic for those pesky urinary tract infections or sinus troubles when used as a tincture. Just imagine, while we are all anxious about running low on effective medicines, nature has been quietly growing a potent antimicrobial right on the sides of oak trees. Most people just walk by and see moss, but you see a lifesaver. Number 7. Meadow Sweet. This is the plant I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the original aspirin. Back in the late 1800s, scientists at Bayer were on a quest to find a way to relieve pain without the harsh side effects of willow bark. That is when they discovered Meadow Sweet. Interestingly, the name aspirin actually traces back to the old botanical name for this plant, Spirea. Meadow Sweet is packed with salicylates, which are the building blocks of aspirin. But here's the kicker. Synthetic aspirin can really mess with your stomach lining over time. Meadow Sweet, on the other hand, is rich in mucilage and tannins. It is like nature created its own buffer for medicine. The mucilage helps protect your stomach, while the salicylates tackle the pain. It is a beautifully balanced remedy that no lab has ever managed to replicate. This makes it the perfect solution for those mornings after a long hike, for chronic joint pain, or even for acid reflux. It is a painkiller that not only eases your discomfort, but also takes care of your digestion instead of wreaking havoc on it. 7 plants. 7 miracles. We are living in a time when we have been led to believe that real medicine has to be pricey, synthetic, and come in a plastic bottle. But as we discovered today, some of the most advanced chemistry is happening right in our own backyards. From the cellular healer known as Comfrey to the original source of aspirin found in Meadow Sweet, these plants have been patiently waiting for us to rediscover their value. They do not have flashy marketing campaigns or teams of patent lawyers. They simply come with a rich history of effectiveness spanning thousands of years. If this information has opened your eyes, then you are exactly who we created this channel for. At Botanical Bounty, we believe that true health is not something you purchase. It is something you reclaim. So, do me a favor. Tomorrow, take a fresh look at your backyard. Do not just see weeds, see a treasure trove. If you are interested in learning how to transform these plants into tinctures, salves, and teas, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We have got plenty more secrets to unveil, and I do not want you to miss out on any of them. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 7 plants surprised you the most? I will be down there answering your questions and engaging with the community.